Remedy Entertainment, despite starting their career with a top-down racing game, are best known for their incredibly cinematic and story-driven action titles. It's probably different for you, but their original Max Payne is still one of my favorite action games. However, none of their subsequent games captured the balance of the cinematic storytelling and gameplay quite like Max Payne did 16 years ago. So how does Quantum Break fare? I'm rarely one to praise visuals, having gotten used to technological leaps many years ago, but Quantum Break looks fantastic. Both artistically and technologically, the game is a simple beauty. Impressive volumetric lighting from Alan Wake has been improved, motion captured facial animation is top-notch, rarely feeling creepy like earlier example from LA Noire. Artistic approach to time distortion is very nice. It rarely feels as if Quantum Break tries to make its amazing visuals stand out, instead opting to just make very believable solid look that knows no competition. Another thing to praise is great approach to building characters and the time travel story. It's rare that I found most characters in a story be presented as multifaceted beings, being heroes or villains only from certain points of view, but Quantum Break tries, even if it not always manages to do that. Same goes for the time distortion plot that is way too often turned into something silly, with mostly Legacy of Kain coming to mind as a good example, but Remedy tried to have a more interesting look at the concepts concerned with time manipulation and explored at least some of them. But they don't do enough. The game only hints and hints all the time at truly interesting concepts and things to explore without ever dedicating itself to it, and instead even introducing some cheap silly story concepts with greater evils and such. In addition, way too much time is spent on the included TV series that are pretty weak, and way too often you feel torn between searching collectibles the game so wants you to find, which usually add nothing of real value, and actually following the intended pace of the game, during which all the important things happen and all the important choices are made. Where original Max Payne had lots of optional interactions which felt like nice bonuses you could easily skip, Quantum Break's optional content is always in your face, feeling more important and distraction from the game. Although, said game isn't particularly good. I'm surprised to say that, but I didn't actually have much fun playing Quantum Break. Every single previous game from Remedy, including Alan Wake, which I found very boring, had strong core mechanics, actually fun combat to play with. Quantum Break, however, feels off. Time powers feel either pointless or absolutely necessary depending on the situation, but never fun. And the process of shooting guns is just boring. It feels so imprecise, so bullet spongy, with big enemies being just complete base killers eating bullets for breakfast with or without using time powers to push skills in your favor. Every previous Remedy game had bad combat bits, but Quantum Break is just plain boring to play from beginning to the end, with the best beats being merely, oh, that was actually okay, and usually more due to the creative backdrops and scenarios the game puts you in rather than the mechanics. But the art of cinematic storytelling is still strong, and getting Quantum Break just for the sake of nice and beautifully looking story can be worth it, even if at discount. Just don't expect it to be a good action game, because it sadly isn't.